Hello, my name is Steve Bigelow with the Candlestick Forum. The market has retained its nature of the past few weeks, which is that it's relatively choppy and it's not going down. Friday, with it closing below the T line, that would indicate there's probabilities they could head it lower. But today's gap up in the Dow can still give us this impression that they're not selling it off, especially with them closing back up above the T line. You take a look at the NASDAQ, it actually gapped back up and trading very close to its all-time high. Same scenario with the Russell 2000. Now, even though it's not a very strong price trajectory, the candlestick investor obviously has advantages in the sense that simple candlestick logic tells us when we start seeing patterns that have high probability setups, especially in the area that we think is very strong right now, electric vehicles, we can see the patterns continuing based upon knowing what to expect from high pattern probability results. This puts us in a situation, or the candlestick investor into a situation, where the probabilities of being in a profitable trade are dramatically improved based upon historic results of a buildup of investor sentiment. XPEV, one of the electric vehicle companies, still in this fry pan bottom, producing good profits. It also helps us see it immediately when there is a breakout. The breakout alert today on a stock we've been following, WWR, sold one of their divisions. Is that good or bad for the company? We can see immediately that got very favorable results with a big price move. Now, this is where a lot of people don't know what to do once they see a big price move. But candlestick analysis makes it extremely easy to decide when to get into a position. The same rules that we use for daily charts, we can use on a 10-minute chart. As long as we're staying above the T line, you can still be buying as long as it doesn't close below the T line. This is very simple candlestick logic, and the T line works very effectively to indicate what's going on in investor sentiment, whether it's the 10-minute chart or the daily chart. We've been in this stock for a while, ever since the fry pan bottom breakout, pretty much staying with it as long as it doesn't close below the T line. This is not rocket science. Every time we put on a trade, we know the probabilities are in our favor that the pattern or the signal is going to create a bullish or a profitable result. We can also identify which stocks have the right chart setup. Do we always get huge moves like this? Definitely not. But if we know we're in the right sector and we're getting at the right time, the probabilities are pretty strong that we're going to be in a profitable trade. We're in profitable trades that had worked out very well today. Our LAC recommendation was up 26%. WWR up 40%. SUNW 17%. SPWR up 15%. Fuel Cell 14%. And XPEV was up 12%. This is not trying to brag or anything. It's just to illustrate the point that when we're starting to put on positions, we're putting ourselves in situations where investor sentiment is indicating that these are the trades you want to be with. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to trade candlestick analysis. It's just simple logic. Where the investor sentiment moving their funds. So right now, with the NASDAQ not showing any signs of bearishness, no movement to the downside on the other indexes, as a candlestick investor with very simple scanning techniques, we can easily see which stocks are moving in the right direction based upon bullish signals and patterns, essentially pinpointing where we want to have our funds. we are now setting up a new service, which is, again, based on common sense. We call RARE, Research Analysis Reverse Engineering. And essentially, if we know we've got a sector such as the electric vehicle sector right now, having explosive technology advancements, how do you tell whether one company is overbought or oversold? And how can you tell when some company or a specific company comes up with new technology that could put it out in the forefront of the industry? It's very easily identified using candlestick analysis. If we see a big price move, knowing that there's something that company's involved with high-tech improvements, it just allows us to go back and find out what the news was or what their product is, and be able to analyze whether that's going to continue the uptrend. That's not difficult. It just takes the advantage of investor sentiment graphics and telling us where we want to have our funds, especially in a strong sector like the electric vehicle sector. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms, and we'll see you in the chat rooms. Take advantage of our 2-week guest pass special. Come and join us in the chat room and see what the logic does, or what the logic is of candlestick analysis, that essentially it puts you in the right trades at the right time. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.